Hey guys, happy Tuesday!
Yay!
How are we all doing? Hey Twixie!
Hi Twixie. Yeah, we got some sadness we're dealing with.
Straight in with the sad music.
Yeah, unfortunately. Can you give me more sound as well that these
Is your thing broken? Is it not plugged in again?
I don't know.
It is.
It is. It's just very soft.
Let me check your headphones. Got your headphone checks now for you.
Oh. Just sounds very soft. I'm trying to get. I'm like a cat trying to find the right position. Okay. I'm really cold
this game's
today,
always just really. The game's just really quiet. I don't know why.
Yeah. Hi Rock. Hi David. From the other side.
Is the settings, the sound actually okay? Because maybe we've been playing the whole game with the settings really low. I feel like it is high though.
Audio.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll
just turn you up.
Maybe.
No, I think maybe Ali did a number on your headphones. Hey Chris, hey Rock, hey David.
Hi
hey
Chris.
Ludog 9000.
Ludog 9000.
Welcome to the stream.
But yeah.
Hey Magitech.
Oh. Wow. Yeah, I guess that is the weird thing, isn't it? Because, yeah, like, they can see the sky now, can't they?
I was actually just reading, hey Alex.
Hi Alex, hi Magitech.
Over there.
What the hell are they doing here?
Their jobs, probably. Just focus on seeing Marlene again. Nothing else.
I was just reading the Ultimania actually about these kind of sequences, and yeah, Toriyama really wanted to, I guess, drill in the emotional impact of everything that happened, which just wasn't really there in the original game.
How bad is it here?
Compared to Sector 7, we're doing fine, but that's hardly an accomplishment.
Because he was talking about how, like, when they made the original game, most of them were like in their early 20s. They didn't really think about consequences so much.
You guys run into Jesse at the villa?
Yeah, Biggs too. They were both in pretty bad shape. But Wedge wasn't up there with them. He got out.
All right.
Weird how she didn't say that they were gone, though.
Come on now. There's no need to be afraid. We're all scared.
We're doing all right. We're just mentally preparing.
No, he's gone. No, he's
mentally
there.
preparing. Lauren,
he's gone.
Lauren was actually getting really emotional during the last stream.
Oh my god, I was crying.
You guys probably didn't see it. She was trying really hard to hold back the tears.
I know.
If we don't look for them, who will?
I don't know how I feel about
Hey, Cloud.
being that kind of vulnerable.
Right.
They were also talking about how they tried to stay with the core theme of the narrative wherever possible, and they explained two of the big decisions that I've seen people. Well, actually, one of the decisions.
Up in the tower.
Yeah, like so. Many people have commented about why Cloud doesn't go down into the secret hideout, the Avalanche secret hideout. And Toriyama spoke about how, you know, within the remake, Cloud's a bit more distant. Like, he doesn't have the best relationship with Barret at all. And, you know, it didn't really make much narrative sense for him to be going down into their secret hideout if they're not really on good terms. So that was the main reason they did that. They made that decision. And they also had Shinra using Avalanche. That was something they inserted into the story to make people feel more sympathetic about Avalanche, because in the original game, Avalanche are pretty evil. They are pretty evil. Thanks for following Games and Movie Center.
This is Sector 5, right? So where's this place you said Marlene is?
Where I think she is. It's a house on the other side of town.
Well, come Come on then, pick up the pace.
I'm going as fast as you are.
Well, thanks for coming over from the Discord server.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it is like that, isn't it? Because it's a tragedy, like, everywhere. Like, it's weird to sort of think of Midgar as being this little, like, hub. All connected, and... like, it must be so crazy to have one bit just gone. But it also just shows how gross it is. Like, look at all the smog.
You don't think our plate will fall down too, do you? When that happens, come on. No way it's gonna fall. There's just no way.
Yeah, I think everyone in the build up to this game knew. They just knew that Square were going to really big up Avalanche and make everything that happened with them much more impactful. Because in the original game it was
Quite sudden.
Yeah, you didn't really have a chance to get to know them that much, so when it happened it was really early on, and it was
It was sad,
I don't know, yeah,
but
like,
it
but I
wasn't,
guess like
emotional.
you kind of been conditioned to not worry too much about those things. Like, they weren't playable characters or anything.
Marlene!
But no, just something about, like...
I think this, probably out of the entire segment, this part of it is what kind of got me a bit more than the others.
Marlene? Is she here?
Barret.
I think this
Big man
this
with
whole
the gun
thing is just
coming
like
and yelling.
it's really good writing for Barret.
Marlene's my little girl. Marlene, she's got short hair.
Hey, Darren.
She's cute as a button.
Hey, Alex.
She's an angel. She was wearing pink. She was wearing a pink dress today.
Thanks for following
Thank you,
Papa Sean.
I said she's sleeping.
That doesn't matter when you're a parent.
I want to see her too. Come on, let's go look in on her.
Cloud's like, no, I'm good.
Keep it down.
Who is
Don't
this
wake
girl?
her.
I know, but oh my god, Nats. Like, for us, like, seeing a baby when they're asleep is the cutest thing ever.
Baby, thank God.
I mean, generally when kids are asleep in this way, it's damn near impossible to wake them up.
I know, Allie is like a freaking log.
Shinra has my daughter now.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm the one who asked her to go get Marlene. We'd only just met, but she was so kind and helpful. I took advantage of her.
It's not your fault. It was only a matter of time before she ended up back there.
Because she's an ancient. That it?
So she told you about that. She must trust you all a great deal.
It's like, well, she didn't tell us.
Yes, Aerith is an ancient. Probably the last one living. She's not my daughter.
Oh, bless you,
Not by
Twixie.
blood, I mean.
How old are they?
That's what you were wondering.
Barret knows how that feels.
About 15 years ago. My husband, he'd been shipped off to fight on the front
So
lines.
many arrangements of Aerith's theme in this game.
But then I received a letter saying he'd be home for a bit. So when the day came, I went to the station to meet him. But he didn't come. I couldn't help fearing the worst, even then. But I told myself his leave must have been postponed, that he'd been delayed. Every day I went, to wait and to pray. And that's how I met her and her mother. I thought maybe they'd run away from Wall Market, or that they were topsiders fallen on hard times. I'd seen that sort of thing a lot. Take Aerith somewhere safe. Those were her mother's dying words. My husband had been away for so long, and I was lonely. So I convinced myself the safest place for the girl was with me. It took no time at all for her to start feeling like family. She was a real chatterbox. She told me strange stories, like how she and her mother had escaped from some sort of facility, and how she wasn't sad because her mother had just returned to their planet.
Their planet, huh? Yeah, that sounds about right.
I didn't understand any of it at the time. When I asked if she meant one in the sky, she said no. This one, right here. I mean, what can you say to that?
Mommy, don't be sad.
That's what she said to me one day, out of the blue. So I asked her, what's wrong?
A man you really, really loved just died. His heart came a long way to say goodbye. But he couldn't stay because he had to return to the planet.
I didn't believe her, of course. And then, a few days later, I received a letter saying my husband had been killed in action. Things like that. She'd just know. It was a lot to deal with, but we were happy. And then came the knock.
Music change. Sinister.
Go away!
You're a bad man.
No one wears half up, half down hairdos anymore.
You know you're not just any little girl.
Song is so creepy.
I had no idea what he meant, so I said, "Who are the ancients?"
They were the original stewards of
He's
the
secretly a
planet,
vampire.
whose boundless knowledge and wisdom
He speaks like one.
the promised
Like what
land.
you'd expect.
Some believe the promised land to be a myth, others an allegory of sorts. But we take the words of the scriptures at face value and believe it to be quite real. Which is why Shinra would like very much for Aerith to help
You're
us.
wrong! I'm not an ancient!
But Aerith, even when you're all alone, don't you hear voices whispering secrets?
No, never!
But all three of us knew that wasn't true. That man knew exactly who Aerith was, where she'd come from, and what she could do.
Hey, Mr. Han.
Hi, Mr. Han.
They knew where she was, but they didn't just take her? Doesn't sound like the Turks I know.
She had to come willingly, otherwise it wouldn't work, they said. That's why, even if they did take her away, I'm sure she's still being treated like a guest. And that they'll send her straight back home, once they get what they need.
I doubt it.
You're not planning anything, are you? Don't make things worse than they already are. If I lost her too, I don't know if I could ever. Just don't.
Cloud, maybe she's right about this. Maybe they'll let Aerith go when it's all over. Maybe we'd be better off waiting a little while.
Let's head back to Sector 7. Got things to take care of. Like checking up on the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And breathe.
Yeah, so
Like
sad.
that whole sequence, I think, apart from the song bit, which is a bit weird, I know they tried to keep it really close to the original, but it's just a bit creepy for some reason. Like everything that happens before that point, the Elmira flashback, like how Barret reacts to everything, it's just so good.
Yeah.
And even the fact that like right at the end, after the song segment, like they even just took the music away.
Yeah.
Just so you can let it sit and absorb.
Oh, little snuggle bottom. Oh, she's so sweet. But yeah, it's crazy, Twixie. One at 6 and one at 7. That must have been a very difficult early part of their life. Because I know at the moment ours are about like 2.5 years apart, and I'm just like, oh,
They have disagreements.
I wonder what it would have been like if we had waited until they were 4 years apart. Because they are hard.
But yeah, to answer some of the questions,
Yeah, I can't even imagine. You're a very strong person.
So Maple, why didn't they just take Aerith when she was a kid? So Aerith was she escaped with her mom when she was about 7, and they realized that they didn't really make any progress with her mom. So like what they tried to do didn't work. They knew that like she was completely resistant to what was happening. They needed Aerith to be complicit, but it was a different approach. So it wasn't the science division who made the decision, and it wasn't the president, it was the Turks. The Turks believed that if Aerith would work with them, then they'd have a much better chance of succeeding. And the president was pretty much okay to go along with this because they had to try and deal with the Wutai War. So the entire reason they needed Falna or Aerith to help them find the Promised Land is because they want to try and build Neo Midgar, which is why they don't particularly care what happens to Midgar and why they're happy to like drop the plate and cause a lot of destruction. It's because they've pretty much in their minds they've already written this city off. They're already happy to look for the next thing. And once the Wutai War ended, President Shinra decided to change his mind, and they decided to be a bit more aggressive with their attempts to take Aerith and have her work towards their goal.
What are we gonna do if our plate falls?
Do they all just like stand there all day?
Yes.
Forever.
Watching a Shinra logo.
Yeah.
Well, no one really knows what the Promised Land is, Mr. Han. All that they know is that it's just a source of limitless energy.
Yeah, that is the thing, Alex. That's like, it is part of the reason why we wanted to have him earlier, but
This wasn't.
oh,
This kind of thing isn't supposed to happen.
thankfully, Allie's gotten to the point where she can just sort of do things, but like
Over there.
there are times where we just,
Over there.
there are times where we're just like, oh, wait, should we have followed her? No, we didn't have followed her, and then we go like 5 minutes later, and she's done something.
Yeah,
bad.
sometimes she's okay, sometimes she's not okay.
Yeah.
Like when we left her alone, so, like she managed to open up my laptop, and I guess I left it unlocked, but she managed to install Candy Crush.
Yep.
I was playing that. That's an interesting
Chilling.
one. And yeah, when she came in, so like the headphones that Lauren's wearing are first generation headphones. I have the newer model as a birthday present, and the other ones were falling apart a bit, and Ali just decided to make them fall apart a bit more.
Yeah, just give him a little push.
Just like that, okay?
I gotcha.
It's interesting that they changed the music. Cetra exclusive heaven. For all the special people.
It's blocked. There, that way. We'll have to fight our way through. But it's our only shot.
But yeah, one thing that's interesting about that scene, and I was actually kind of looking forward to it, and it didn't happen, was that in the original, Elmira has a massive go at Barret. Yay! Raid time! Thanks for the raid, Soldier First Class.
Thank you. Hi.
Hope the rest of your stream was good. Thanks for
you
following,
so
Marco
much.
Cesars.
Marco Cesars. Yeah, if you don't know, Soldier First Class is running a little charity for St. Jude's. So definitely check it out, St. Jude's Hospital. Oh my goodness.
Thanks for all the follows, guys.
Welcome, everyone.
I guess.
Oh, thank you.
For those of you who are joining, this is actually Lauren's first playthrough. So I've played through the game a couple of times now. This is Lauren's first playthrough. She's completely up with all the spoilers though, but we probably won't be discussing any for those who have not finished it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's sort of the thing when you have somebody who's reviewing a game and you're in the same house. It's very hard to not spoil.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
That's a win.
Thank you so much. But, yeah. But it's not like I was that upset when it was all spoiled for me. That's the thing, when you play through a game, you want to have somebody to talk to about all the spoilers, so...
I mean, Quate, Lauren is one of those people that likes to spoil everything. So, you know, she typically watches endings of things or reads up endings of things before playing or watching.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of like to. I like the idea of like knowing where it's gonna go.
Yeah, so she roughly knows what's going to happen. She hasn't
Thank you so
specifically
much for the
watched
follows.
full scenes. Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm just a bit like, I don't know. Oh my gosh, we're gonna hear that.
Oh, thank you, Alex.
Thank you so much.
Ain't nothing we can't handle.
Oh, thank you, the other Alex.
Thank you. Oh my
I missed your hand as well.
Thank you so much for subscribing, guys. Forever celebrating with the victory theme. Thank you.
Thanks for all the follows and
Thank
subscriptions,
you.
guys. It means a lot.
It really does. But yeah, I am still excited to see everything for myself because obviously, like, sort of hearing about something that's happened is quite different to experiencing it. Like that scene, I didn't experience.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Han.
Thank you. Yeah, so I didn't get to experience that sequence. It's really sad.
So yeah, in the build up to Final Fantasy 15, when all the rumors were flying around and everything got leaked, Lauren was just straight in there.
Yeah, like I need to see what happened in this game. I was so just.
Lauren decided
sad.
to take the bullets. Like, we've had stuff in the past, and it hasn't happened with 7 Remake, thankfully. Although it wouldn't have been able to happen because it came out worldwide. And
Yeah.
but posture check. Still up, Lauren.
Yes.
When like 10.2 and stuff were coming out, people used to DM us all the spoilers from the Japanese game, and it's just like, really?
Yeah.
So Lauren typically just like mans all of the social medias and stuff, and protects me from the spoilers, because I hate the spoilers.
Yeah.
I like to kind of experience things fresh first time to see how they're gonna hit me. Whereas Lauren's of the camp where even if you know the spoilers, if it's a good thing, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, I take that perspective of like, you go into Romeo and Juliet knowing the story of Romeo and Juliet. You know that I know that somebody's gonna come up with a joke of, they die at the end, that's a spoiler, but like, everybody knows that Romeo and Juliet die at the end of the show, and it's the director's job to make it seem like it's happened for the first time. So if I know what's going into it. Also, I don't like nasty surprises.
And we're doing pretty good, Aeon Lord.
Aw,
And
thank
hey,
you,
YOLO
Mr.
Alchemist,
Han.
how's it going?
The only thing I don't do is I don't like to bring other people down with me.
Hydrate.
Yeah, we do actually need to hydrate.
Oh, it's you. Sorry.
Yes, thank you.
I was gonna steal your hydration.
How dare you? You're gonna Donald me with drinks.
Oh, you did both hydrates. I thought I'd seen myself. Thank you, Aeon Lord.
Oh yeah, I know, Alex. Like, Crisis Core just... It does not matter. It will hit you in the freaking gut.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, Coyd. Like, I wouldn't like watching someone else that I haven't... Yeah. I'm not too sure how I can phrase that, but I agree with you.
Just know that we agree with you. Oh yeah. Heavy duty bracer. That's something that sounds like something that Barret would do well with, but let's see. Heavy duty. Oh yeah. Durable bracer with multiple materia slots to fortify the wearer's defense. Yeah, let's go for it.
You haven't got any material on Barret.
Nope. No, we need to change that.
Oh yeah, because you've only just gotten back, haven't you, really?
Yeah, so let's change this up a bit. So, Cloud, I'm gonna trade out yours for Aerith because Aerith is far superior.
ID, I think they pretty much said that the next part's gonna have the world map in it. They just haven't figured out how yet.
It makes sense.
I don't know what else they could do.
No, I want to swap with so that one. All right. Let's see. So,
Yeah, Marco, they've said. Let me get the. I've actually got the interview up here right now.
Look up. So let's get you some.
So they asked in Ultimania about the world map and stuff, and they just said like, how's it gonna look? And Hamaguchi just said that's something we're trying to figure out right now.
As you do.
We generally don't know, Ali D. I mean, it could be something like the original. They could try and do it like Final Fantasy 15. It's difficult to tell because obviously outside of Midgar, most of the places on the world map are quite small. So, you know, if it was done like 15, like Lestalem isn't the biggest of places, and that's probably the biggest location on the map. So they could probably have most of the towns in a similar way. I think with Final Fantasy 12, Marco, most of the places are a lot larger, aren't they?
Oh my God.
Like Rabanasta is pretty large, but obviously like it's only a couple of zones really. They just make it seem a lot larger than it actually is. Wouldn't that be kind of weird though, Twixie? Like if Nibelheim was suddenly this bustling town with like loads of places everywhere, when like obviously in the original it was just like a row of houses, an inn, and a well in the middle.
But I am really excited to see what another town looks like what they do with Calm.
I mean, Nibelheim is basically a hamlet, right? It's there's probably about 30 people that live there. But I think Nojima has said that he really wants to put in locations with Crisis Core. So, you know, Modeoheim is probably going to be in there. I would have thought maybe Benora may feature as well. Hey Chris, you got gifted a sub while you were gone.
Hi Chris.
By the legendary Soldier First Class.
Do I switch to that one or do I keep with that one?
Yeah, I'd imagine Nibelheim's going to be split because obviously, yeah, like they're going to have the mountain sequence, like Mount Nibel. You're probably going to be able to go in some of the different houses, like in the original as well.
I'm just going to be... I still just get so creeped out by Nibelheim.
Yeah, Calm would be pretty small. Fort Condor's going to be pretty small. Chocobo Stables is going to be pretty small. Junon, yeah, they could make that large. And, you know, that's obviously one of the things about the next part. Like, they could really choose to expand Junon out.
Oh my god, what is that going to be? Like the little, the
welcoming ceremony.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to jazz that up.
Oh, it's going to be hard. I never really got that in the original.
We've seen Nibelheim, obviously, in this game because of the flashback sequence around the well. So they've shown off a little bit. And they've shown off some concept art, I think, of Nibelheim.
Oh, I'm really excited to hear a rendition of On the Other Side of the Mountains. Like, I mean, yeah, that version of Aerith's theme was really pretty. That plays during the Elmira sequence.
Liam, do you think they'll actually give them a purpose in this game if they put them in? I mean, it would probably have to be something similar, LED, because obviously in the in the 7 remake they didn't have a car. Sorry, in the original 7 they didn't have a car, so they're probably still going to be running around. So I wouldn't have thought there would be too much space.
Unlike in Final Fantasy VIII, where you just had all those little like battered cars.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy 12 would probably be suit quite well for that. But it just depends on whether they, because Final Fantasy 12 didn't really have a world map as such. It just had lots of different zones you could run between. And they could do that. Oh, it's back again. Run away, guys!
So great. Triple Slash is just the greatest move ever created. I love Triple Slash so much. You will notice me using it quite a bit, unfortunately. But just addicted to it, okay? Don't judge me.
It's a possibility, Alex. I mean, it's difficult, right? Because, I mean, in the Ultimania, like, Katase had said that they're going to try and stick to the original game as much as they can, but Nomura clearly doesn't want to do that. And there's going to be an impasse somewhere.
Do you mind? Stop picking up my tiny body and throwing me. It's really inappropriate.
Myth Reminds is going to be pretty cool.
No.
And I wonder if what they're going to do with the Midgar Zolom, that's going to be a pretty awesome fight.
Oh, what they're gonna do is dying now. It's gonna be so sad. Oh my god, and the train in Coral.
Yeah. Do the levers, do the levers.
Do the levers. But yeah, like, it's why I'm really nervous if they do start hacking things away. I mean, they've said that they're gonna keep to the original.
No, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Katase has said that he wants them to keep to the original.
Yeah.
But it sounds like Nomura doesn't agree.
Nomura says, no, screw the fans. We just want to do our own thing. And
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the next one, because obviously, like, maybe Chadley's going to follow you around in the next one still. But, like,
you better.
This one worked with the Shinra VR missions and, like, the Colosseum as a kind of, like, end game content-ish, but outside of Midgar, you don't have, like, the high tech and everything. Unless they're going to add a Colosseum in Junin. Which they could do.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to do it.
Fort Condor could be turned into something similar.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Maybe dial it back a little?
Don't ask Barret to dial it back. He needs the enthusiasm.
If he doesn't get his quota in, he gets very upset.
Yeah, Golden Source had the impossible fighting game.
Tifa.
Right, YOLO, let me read this. It's in red for me. Disregarding that Dojo Cerberus even exists, what do you think of Lucrezia as a character as portrayed in the original game, and do you think she can fit into the remake and not feel out of place and unbalanced?
That would be interesting.
So, disregarding Dojo Cerberus didn't exist. I think that in the original game, like, what they showed of her character was really to try and build out Sephiroth and Vincent a little bit. Like, they didn't really give you too much to form an opinion of her outside of just saying that she really kind of regrets everything.
Yeah.
But you didn't at the time really have the context about why she regretted everything as much as she did. And when Dirge happened, obviously things changed. I think they're gonna have to put her in, and it's gonna give some context to Sephiroth, but it's gonna probably be quite late on that she appears.
Wymer! You're alive!
Still in one piece?
Who else made it out?
I wish I knew. Sorry.
What if they make it into a massive mutant mega materia infused snake Marco?
Gives me hope for the others.
This is bad.
Oh, Betty.
I really hope that all my friends are okay.
I'm sure they are, honey. Don't worry.
Betty's so sweet.
But don't forget, like, the ending of this game, and I know it's in the chat, but we'll not say it, but the boss you fight it's kind of a tame version of that person. Like, he wasn't really trying.
You know what you're gonna run into out there. Best be prepared.
So true. Do, 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 do.
Careful out there.
Get a new weapon. Yeah.
Sector 7, huh?
Yeah. Left a few things behind.
I see. I know it's not much, but it's all I got.
Big Bertha.
Yep. You want it.
I do.
Need my spreadsheet. Okay.
Get out your Excel sheet.
Maximum Fury is such a great move.
Yeah.
Yep. No, really.
Really.
No, really. Really.
Really, really and truly.
I need to put the spreadsheet somewhere that's more accessible. And that's one thing I'm curious about with the next parts, that we've obviously seen a decent selection of weapons in this one. It'll be interesting to see what they pull out in the next one.
Go for this.
Godspeed.
Where's the music gone?
Well, it turned off. Obviously. Supernatural Riscards. Oh yeah.
I mean, they've still got a lot of stuff they can draw on from Barret, which is great. Like, the rocket punch is going to be amazing when that comes in. It's got to be coming in. Like, some of the design... I never really used Barret in the original. I don't know, Mr. Han, because obviously it was a localization goof at the time. OMG J3, they've said that they're already working on this version of this for the PS5, so I'd say it's pretty much confirmed that the next part's going to be on PS5.
I agree, Chris, that would be pretty cool. But whether or not they actually do it, I imagine Nomura would like have a say somewhere.
I mean, Nomura also said he wanted to redesign Cloud completely, so Nomura is an interesting person.
Let's see what's on the other side.
He likes a lot of things. Swords, zippers, belts.
It's whether or not the 7 remakes comes to the Xbox Series X. That's going to be the interesting one. They've already said I think it's pretty much confirmed for PC. Yeah, PS4 is going to be around for a while, like another 2 years minimum. I mean, I guess it's Ali D. One of the things that will play as to whether or not it remains a PlayStation exclusive is money. You know, I think Xbox have made it known that they're going to be trying to eat into Sony's market share of good Japanese games, and this is obviously like one of the biggest Japanese games.
My God.
Just a little more. Come on. Come on.
It won't budge. Make room.
Need a beefy man.
You're alive.
With me. Ready?
It's just weird, but like scenes like that really just show you kind of Barret's handicap, because he can only lift with the one arm, and like it just, I don't know, like most of the time I just feel like I forget about the fact he only has one arm.
Tell you how relieved I am to see you. So, what now?
Don't know.
She's just like, I'm still wearing my heels.
Anything to do.
Been back to the bar yet?
No.
Maybe you should go take a look.
Okay. First the bar, then the rest.
Careful. The roads are a mess.
Oh, the hair.
I know.
Watch your step or you'll wind up in a hole.
Sad Tifa theme.
I take it that little Marlene safe and sound.
Yeah.
Anybody out there?
Were there?
We're here to help. Hey! Hey!
I was actually kind of surprised that so much survived, like the plate collapsing.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to just be like a flat slap, a flat slap down.
I know.
Can you hear me? Anyone there?
I mean, I guess I took a few liberties, but like, it is weird. But I do like that they've added this section in.
It's so sad because Tifa is just like really hopeful. She's like, oh.
Tifa.
Sad Tifa thing. Ooh.
Shit.
Hear that?
Kitties.
That's Wedge's cat.
Oh.
But which one is it? Does anyone know which cat it is?
Hmm. Hmm.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Push.
Could be Mr. Bigglesworth, right? What the other cat's called? I can't remember.
Is this all that's left of Wedge's place?
Follow the cat into the creepy hole.
Biggie Smalls.
Hey! We're coming down! Stay right where you are!
See, this whole segment was really nice, and I was curious to see whether or not they were going to add something like this into the game, because obviously within the compilation, Deep Ground has been built out so much, but you don't really get to see that much about what's going on down here.
Oh dear. Falling down again. Reggie the cat. Perfect,
yeah, I think
Dave.
Aeon Lord, it was a bit out of like, if there's any part of the game that is probably considered like filler, that was unnecessary filler, I'd say this part is that part. And it's like, it's kind of weird that it's the part of the game where it makes you learn about the characters, and it's like over halfway into the game.
Hang in there.
Oh yeah, the way he sits down on the chair.
They kind of fleshed it out quite a lot in the Japanese version, Alex. It's just that it got removed from the English localization because the Japanese version of Dirge of Cerberus had an online mode, and they talked a lot about Deep Ground and kind of what was going on in Deep Ground. Maximum Fury. Oh, you gotta change your weapon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I haven't changed it yet. Big Bertha. Upgrade Big Bertha.
Yeah.
Yay, destroying boxes.
Well, destroying boxes with Barret is a challenge. Because you can't aim his gun.
He tries.
Yeah, Argento was completely removed from the English version. And there was another character called Usher. He was removed as well.
Usher.
Yeah, Usher. And they don't talk about what happened. So before the Sviets, there was another group who was in charge of Deep Ground, and I want to say they were the Arbiters or something.
You need to refresh your pub
Yeah,
quiz.
I know they were called the something.
Because when we used to do our pub quizzes, Daryl knew so much about the series.
Arbiters would be too easy because that's what we've got in this game, and I'm just blanking. We'll get to an A or an O.
I don't know, how are you supposed to... How do you aim on backs? There we go.
The Adjudicators?
Whoa, look at
I
all
don't know,
them.
I know it's something weird.
Destroy the boxes! So many boxes. There's nothing in them.
I think the Sviets
What?
are the...
Wow.
Oh, jeez. I didn't ever go here before. I didn't ever notice this.
There's like a crap ton of
Yes,
boxes.
I think it's the Restrictors, Alan Lord. I think you got it. And then, like, the Restrictors are like the... Are they like the 10th rulers of it or something? And then this, it's like a dog eat dog world. Wow, there's like concept art of the Restrictors that were they in the multiplayer game?
Oh, I got a miracle medal.
They were in the multiplayer game.
Dang it, you're messing up my box break-in. Maximum Fury on a were-rat. Yeah! Boom. Oh my goodness, there's too many boxes here.
I love it. They say they were called the Restrictors. And can you guess what their leader was called?
What was their leader?
Does anyone want to guess? Aeon Lord, you may know this, but does anyone want to guess what the leader of the Restrictors was called? You will
Restricted?
win nothing, but other than praise from me. You guys are on the right lines. You're on the right lines. I've got to say, it's probably, given the name of the organization, it's the least original name they could have come up with.
Unrestricted.
You and Mr. Han are like kindred spirits. That's exactly what... But yes, it was the Restrictor. So the leader of the Restrictors was called the Restrictor.
Good job. That's using that creativity. What should we name this character? Restrictor.
And it's like, yeah, like all of the Sviets have like these names that relate to the Latin colors. So even I think Argento is is like silver.
It reminds me of that joke from Mitch Hedberg, where he wishes that he could be somebody who comes up with names for appliances, because you just have to say what it does, and then add "er" to the end. Refrigerator, toaster.
So in
I'm
Japanese, the restrictors were called restrictor, and yeah,
restrictor.
Restrictor. I don't know what the actual character was called. They just referred to him as the restrictor.
Oh wait, was this not the way that I was supposed to go?
I don't know. I'm not paying attention to what you're doing.
I'm
I'm learning about Dirge of Cerberus, okay? It's really important.
I'm just breaking stuff.
But yeah, like Usher is the only one that doesn't really have a name. He's uncolored.
Yeah.
Is he like the tutorial guy or something? Oh, yeah, he's just a hologram.
Look at that tattoo. So sexual.
How long it take him to build all this beneath our feet?
And we also learned in the last stream that Azul is the tallest character in the entire Final Fantasy franchise.
He's the what?
The tallest character. Oh. You've always got to get 2 ATB bars for maximum fury. For true maximum fury. I thought Azul was like 14 foot or something. Or 11 foot. It was definitely over 10 foot.
Oh yeah. Oh, where'd you go? Hey!
We'll find out soon enough, Ali D. I'm sure that whatever they do in the next part will be crazy.
Overkill! Oh, I should have assessed him. Frick.
I think you fought more of them.
I better.
I mean, DLC, Marco.
Oh, I don't
who
have
knows at
assess
this
on
point?
me.
Who knows? You'll come back here later.
Yeah. Do I want to?
And don't come back.
Oh no.
At the moment, we haven't even heard what's going to be in the first patch. So, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're going to get on that before they start talking about the DLC. I thought he was taller than 9 foot. Oh, let me find that game FAQs list.
I still love the fact that, like, in my playthrough, my first ever playthrough of Final Fantasy 9, I just called him Afro
9'5". Why do I think it was like 14?
Yeah, I just called Amaranth Afro Dude.
Afro.
I called him Afro Dude, and I called what's his name? Zidane. I called him Monkey Butt, and Steiner Ugly.
I never went down the route of changing my character names. I was too scared.
It was only that one. I just called him Ugly, and it just made me smile a lot. Oh, Ugly's angry again.
Is there nothing better?
I don't know if there's something back here.
That's the way you're supposed to go, I think.
Is it? Because the
Check him out.
marker's going that way.
Oh, check it. Oh, yeah, go back with him.
I think they do. I think they really
Yeah, I think
do.
there's like a chest back there or something.
Hey. Hey. You back off. You get maximum fury! Yeah! Sucker!
They should have they should have done it so that occasionally you're not going to go back to get chest.
Oh, is it that way?
I think it's that way.
Are you sure?
There's got to be something up there. Yeah, that's not the way it's supposed to go. So yeah, it'll be somewhere up there. They should have done it so that every now and again, like when he does the the victory theme sometimes. He should have done a full Rambo when you do Maximum Fury.
Just go insane.
Like maybe if it was like Critical Strike Maximum Fury, then he would just go, "Ah!"
Like, get some. Or like quoted Scarface or something. Say hello.
I mean, his
to my
name
little
is like
friend.
Flaming Red, right? Aeon Lord. So I mean, red kind of works.
Say hello to my little friend.
Oh, yeah, they have Dishonored. They have Dishonored Angeal's sword.
Flaming red. Oh, Barret.
Just no escape in the mist.
Impressive climbing of ladder with one arm.
Shh, Mr. Han, shh. We don't talk about the connection. It's all hearsay. Myth. Oh, there's more boxes you can get if you want.
Oh.
I never noticed them.
Boxes! That's because you never felt the presence of the boxes. I am one with the boxes. I can sense them when they're near. But it seems like Barret does not have the same sense, even though I'm looking right at them. Barret's just like, I'm just gonna shoot over here, because like, I just like to shoot. There's boxes up there. Nah, there's not. You're silly. Maximum! Hurry! I'm just gonna do that every time.
So many I never noticed any of these boxes the first time I played through.
I'm just lucky, I guess. It makes sense though, like kind of make them, so, you know. Gonna have a lot of boxes. They gotta store them somewhere.
But yeah, it's interesting. I wonder why, with this whole segment, that they didn't choose to put any kind of nod to Deep Ground in the official sense. Like, it's mostly focused around monsters and kind of experiments of that nature.
Ah.
But also, like, I mean, it was nice that they actually went into this because it's a nice reference to the Galnica and Hojo's like crazy experimentations, because obviously when you go to the Galnica and you fight against the unknowns, they don't even have names. And obviously that's what they call the enemies around this part as well, like unknowns.
But I guess you'd think like you wouldn't be able to see that in the original one, or in the original until like.
I wouldn't get so confident about that, YOLO. Dirge of Cerberus is going to be in there. It's got to be. Wait, who wrote Dirge of Cerberus? If I know Watanabe worked on Dirge of Cerberus. I think. Well, I'm pretty confident he did. No. Should have remembered that. It's Hiroki Chiba that wrote Dirge of Cerberus.
To be fair though, like Dirge of Cerberus was really like had a really good story. It's a bit, for me, it's a bit like Godfather Part 2, and I know I'm gonna get like a lot of hate for that, but like I didn't like what's his name's story. I didn't like Michael's story in The Godfather Part 2, but I really loved like the Vito Corleone stuff. And that's what like Dirge of Cerberus to me is like, because I love the stuff with Lucrezia and Vincent, but like the modern stuff is not.
Yeah, Dirge of Cerberus's gameplay is trash. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah.
And like, it's just
Come on.
Kitase just didn't really think it through. Right, so let's see. Dirge of Cerberus. Was it just Chiba? Was there anyone supervising?
Barret's okay. It's just nice to go pew pew.
But I mean, like Chiba did work on the original game, so like it made sense for him to work on Dirge as well.
And Chiba's awesome. We like
Chiba
him.
is awesome.
I'm afraid to
All right,
ask,
so
did you just shoot your way in here?
Well, yeah.
How else is he supposed to get in? Honestly.
Worked, didn't it?
Exactly. Like, what a silly question.
where are you, Nojima? So Nojima was a consultant on Dirge of Cerberus, and I'm guessing he was also a consultant on Crisis Core.
Just back off my girl.
No, never mind. He wrote Crisis Core. So yeah, I mean, if any of the compilation is going to be cut, it's going to be Dirge of Cerberus.
I really hope not.
Because yeah, Nojima was a specific supervisor on Before Crisis. He didn't write it, but he was like a prominent supervisor. He wrote Crisis Core, but with Dirge of Cerberus, he just got special thanks. Last Order is not canon.
Yeah. Last Order was canon, and then
they changed their minds.
Changed it. And then they listened to fan feedback and thought, no, actually, it's not.
Yeah, Last Order, like, I like the fact they gave Zangan a bit of airtime.
It's interesting, like the unique, like the sort of not unique, but the art style.
If I gotta climb another damn ladder.
I know, Barret. I mean,
It's
like,
harsh
we
on-
don't
it's
know how
harsh on
you're
you.
doing it. Excuse me, I'm trying to heal myself. Cut
Yeah,
it
Last Order was fun. I thought it was decent.
5 out of 5. Good holiday fun.
It also it gave us a nice nice visuals, because like, you know, we didn't get to see it in anything other than the blocky pixel graphics before. I have a sneaky suspicion, Mr. Han, that Zangan is going to appear within the 7 remake
Do you?
at some point, because they produced concept art for him,
They did.
and so he's gonna. I mean, it's
Mind. Go
mentioned about
away.
DLC. He could appear as DLC in this game, but you know, he's definitely a smaller character that they're gonna build out. And the concept art they made for Zangan makes him look pretty beast, whereas in the original, like, he just seemed like this old fat dude.
Yeah. Good job, Zankan. Back off of me. I know I'm like an easy target, being like big and awesome, but like just.
I mean,
back.
who knows, Wrath Asali. It depends how aggressive they want to be, because I remember when Tabata was talking about it with regards to 15, it's a very small team that would work on DLC, and it depends what the DLC is going to be as well. Like, if it's just going to be more battles in the Shinra VR, or if it's going to be like cosmetic things like fun costumes or some new weapons. then like that wouldn't take too much effort. But if it's like a whole story campaign, then sure. But it also depends on how long it's going to take until the next part. Because like obviously this game is going to make them a lot of money, but the DLC is typically used to try and fill the gap a little bit and keep people invested.
Back away from me! You human cutter thingy. Yes.
Go Tifa. Spam a triangle. Yep. You did.
Yeah.
Tifa is a beast.
It's like when you got fists of fury. Oh wait, no, you cannot. Sorry, Diva. Sorry. Wait.
Yeah, Dave, and I think that's the thing. Like, that's why like anything that Nojima has had a prominent part in doing. So he wrote, like, he was a big part of the novels, big part of Crisis Core before Crisis. Anything that he's part of, they're going to put in the game. Because he likes the compilation, he wants to integrate the compilation into the game. Judge Cerberus is apparently a bit different. He was still part of it, but just not in the same way.
But they will have to like include the whole thing with Hojo like killing Vincent and stuff. Plainly.
Magitech? Well, that is an interesting question. And it's not one I don't think we're going to get an answer to that for a while. It could relate to Stamp as well. Or it could just be a design choice.
My question though is like whether or not they will incorporate people like Angeal and Genesis.
Yeah, I mean like
I feel like it would be a stretch
Genesis
if they did.
Include. Well, what's going on?
I don't know.
Including Genesis is going to be.
Me mentioning Genesis. It said no.
It's going to be controversial. Like, I think the fan base is really split on Genesis and whether or not they want him to be in the remake. Because obviously, like, the purists feel as though he should never have been in there. But a lot of people like Crisis Core.
Yeah.
Yeah, Project G has definitely been mentioned.
And from what I've played, they haven't really shown the Nibelheim incident.
No, Summon It was an active decision. Like, if you compare the scene to the Crisis Core scene, the sword is different.
I just love how chill he is, sitting down. You want a coffee?
I don't think that would be too much of an issue, Alex. I'm sure that, like, whatever, like, Gact wants to do, they couldn't just pay him out. It's not going to ask for too much, I wouldn't have thought.
Is that a slight against
But also, like,
Gact?
Vice and Nero are technically around at this time.
Oh, what'd you pedge? How did he end up there? No cat.
He's okay.
You sure?
He is a tough cookie.
Making me worry like that. I'd kick your ass if you didn't look like shit. Thank God.
Yeah, Genesis never got his resolution. I always felt like they'd set it up for him to become the next playable character in whatever was going to follow. Like he was going to be like have his the song was called Redemption. I mean, like
Where's Cloudy Wild?
Yep, it's you, all right.
What is this? Barret!
Oh, great. I'm so excited. Weird alien creatures.
oh, thanks, Dave.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, editing has been a fun time. It's just so hard to do it when you don't have like complete focus. Like we're trying to do our best with the girls to just like keep things as normal as possible, but they love seeing their mommy and their daddy. And when one of us isn't around and the other one is, they always want the other one. Yeah, like I completely missed this sequence while you were playing the game. I don't remember this at all.
This is really one of the I found this one of the harder bosses when I was playing on hard, just because like towards the end of the fight, it's just annoying. I don't think it happens the same way on normal.
Is there just more of them on hard mode? Nope. Thank you. Yeah. It's hard when you only have the two.
It's just that last phase. It just, yeah, it's just because they keeps putting you to sleep, doesn't he? That's the. I think that was the thing that did it.
Okay, cover me.
Oh gosh, great! I'm all by myself. All by myself. Why am I?
Just run up the stairs.
I like stairstone.
Do as you're told, Lauren. Barrett's like desperately trying to get you up those stairs. Look at him. What is he doing?
He's just trying to get up the stairs himself, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, Key Trap is amazing. Tag, she doesn't have Assess equipped.
I don't have Assess.
She could have done it, but she chose not to.
Well, you kept saying
Don't bring me into this.
I could come back.
Can't come back to this bit.
Oh, great.
I love how she refers to them as friends. Oh, are you out? Great, I'm gonna give Lauren a water refill while she's struggling. You're not struggling.
Am I struggling?
No. Can I get out?
No, you can't. You're not allowed. It's part of the challenge. Oh dear. He punched me. No. That's not gonna work.
Alex, key trap is one of the best moves in this entire game. For any situation other than when something is flying. Yeah, switch to Barret.
Ouch. Please don't jump on my base again.
Does Tifa have a cure?
I think so.
Yeah, I hope so, Nitis. Like, it would be really nice if there was more than just one Magnify materia. It's like, I was reading in the Ultimania about it, and they were saying how they didn't, because obviously they took out the ability for materia to, when you mastered it, it doesn't create a new version. And they said that the reason they did it was to help with balancing. And I'm like, well, by the time you get to the end of the game, who cares about balancing? You just want to destroy everything. You want to wreck it. Like, so... You gotta shoot its appendage. Its appendage on his back, I think.
I'm not running away from you. Oh god. I am almost dead.
Yeah, don't focus on the little ones, just kill the big mama jammer.
I'm trying to get to him. He reminds me of the end guy in This Is the End. The big, like, devil thing.
There we go.
I crippled the appendage, yay!
No, YOLO, key trap is really useful because it, against most enemies, it will lock them into position. So if you can get an enemy who's kind of like a little bit stunned and you do a key trap and they get stuck in it. So you can just spam the key trap over and over and over again and they can't move.
Can you spot the Kingdom Hearts reference?
And also, when an enemy is in the radius of the key trap, their pressure gauge fills up much faster. Shoot the appendage, just go for the appendage, nothing else. Because they're all immune now as well.
What D words?
It's pretty best if you use the lock on.
Perfect. Spike! Oh, frick. Spike! Run away, run away, run away! Run away, run away! Oh,
Yeah, probably use your summon when you can.
Yeah,
You can use Barret's Limit Break on the... no, wait. Destroy the appendage first before you do that. Focus. No.
Huh?
The appendage. Just try and get with Barret's normal attacks as well. Okay.
Ah.
Just Tifa got life. Oh, you got Phoenix Downs and stuff anyway, right?
Yeah.
Kept you waiting?
Thought you'd seen the last of it.
Yeah, that's what I found, Dave. Like once, when I was playing on the on normal, like trying to figure out the different strategies for the bosses, but then when you get to it on hard, you pretty much know roughly what you need to do. But then they have the added difference of the how they've modified it. And run behind boxes or something. Yeah. No, I think the summons stay there until you use them. Right, now get Tifa to get Barret to his maximum thing and use the focus shot. Oh, okay.
Which one? That is the exact same pose as Darkseid.
Barret's Limit Break.
I am.
Focus strike. Just keep spamming it. He's got his appendage back. Yeah. Just lock up if you keep it locked.
Here we go again.
Right, focus shot. Should hopefully get it. Aw, hit the thing in front of him.
There we go.
Right, now go to Tifa. Use triangle moves. Oh, he didn't have it stored up. Use a limit break. Should hopefully finish it. Yeah!
Yay! Did it!
And
Aww.
here he comes to save
Waited
the
for
day.
last minute, and you couldn't have even assessed him, you butthole.
Ba, 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 ba. Yay, Lauren! Let's give you some happy Laurens in the chat. There we go.
So how'd you manage to track us down?
Followed the trail of bullet holes.
Mhm.
There's nobody else I know who leave that kind of mess.
You're also, like, not very quiet.
Yeah. Barret is very loud.
We're gonna shoot this. Look at that
This
guy.
was Barret's time to shine. He is the playable character when Cloud is around.
Mhm.
Oh god, were those...
Twice the Shinra I know.
Amen, Cloud.
Cloud?
Poor Cloud. We're like, no, you should know
are
this.
not going in there. You are not going in there.
Oh, cat. Does that mean only one of his cats made it, you think?
I don't know.
What about Deep Edge?
But they were nice. They brought Wedge out.
We need to get him somewhere safe. Everything else can wait until after.
Agreed. Let's go.
Aww,
thank you for subscribing.
Summoner 14 too. Oh,
Cloud.
Good kitty.
And back to the sad music.
Little Nico. Oh. I'm not controlling Cloud, I am controlling Barret.
Told you, it's Barret's time to shine.
Oh, he can't run. Gosh darn it.
I want you to take Wedge back for me. I'm gonna look around for the others. He made it, didn't he? They could still be alive.
Who's supposed to carry him?
I saw them both at the pillar. Jesse and Biggs. Saw how bad they were.
Tifa's
hurt.
holding that cat in a very precarious position.
No.
She has her hand right on his...
Privates.
Yeah.
Don't.
They've returned to the planet.
It's a very calm cat as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. And his shoulders just aren't wide enough.
Return to us.
Not like Barrett's. Barrett's are just made for carrying very big things.
But if we stop now, they'll never let us live it down.
Hmm.
So, we carry that weight.
Literally.
Yeah, cat seems pretty chill.
And carry the cat.
This look has just had a meal.
Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow.
Chapter 13 down.
We took the lonely road, the part of broken dreams. Don't know where it goes. I walk alone. Do 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 do. My shadow, heart singing.
Come on, Barret.
Sorry. I truly am. We had no other place to go, and
I would never leave a wounded man out on the street.
Marlene got turfed out of her bed.
I know what you said, but you have to let us go after Aerith.
Not this again.
She does have quite a big house.
We found an underground Shinra lab where they've done human testing. This wasn't the first time, and it won't be the last. I know these people, and I know they're never gonna let Aerith go. She's the last living ancient on the planet. Think about what that means to Shinra's scientists. Especially to that son of a bitch Hojo. We're all just numbers and meat to him. But...
Please. I need some time to think. You've all had a
It's your
long
expert
day.
opinion, Vor.
Why don't you go upstairs and get some rest?
Well, the funny thing is, Vor, that actually Tifa is a cat lover. And in our Tifa facts video, like 2 years ago now, I think, one of the facts was that she used to own a cat when she lived in Nibelheim, and it saved her life. It's one of the few characters that has an affinity with cats. But now obviously Wedge does too.
Much easier to sneak out this time.
Yeah, that's what I always wanted, Rock. Like, where...
Oh. My moment with Tifa.
Let's go.
Yep.
Can't sleep?
No. You too?
I heard footsteps.
Sorry. Didn't mean to wake you.
I'm a light sleeper. It's a soldier thing.
That flower you gave me the other night, that was from Aerith, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, I cheated on you. I know, I shouldn't have accepted it. I shouldn't have done it.
I knew there was something weird going on. You buying flowers?
She forced me, I swear.
They symbolize reunion, believe it or not. I was curious, so I looked it up. I tried to keep it alive as long as I could.
On the
But
interwebs.
now, it's dead and buried. Like the bar, our home, and everything else.
Tifa's voice acting is just on point.
They took everything from us. Again.
Your dad's back home. That's good, Mr. Han.
Go on, Cloud, do it.
A very pretty version of Tifa's theme as well.
Cloud. Cloud, you're hurting me.
Give him a break. This is
Been waiting a long time for that.
Yeah.
I know that crying's a waste of time.
That's not
Yeah,
true.
it's true, Dave.
Thank you.
You've done more for us than we deserve. I won't forget this. If you ever need anything, all you gotta do is holler.
Happy to help
Barret!
wherever I can.
Elmira.
I've been thinking about what you said.
She's calling out to me. I can feel it.
We all can. So please. She's our friend. We have to help her.
I always knew it was coming. Knew that one day I'd have to say goodbye to my baby girl. But not yet. Please, bring her back to me.
Daddy!
Marlene.
Poor little Marlene.
Are you going?
I'm sorry, honey. I wish I didn't have to. I wish I could be with you all the time. I really do. But if I stay here, I can't fight out there. Some bad people are trying to hurt the planet. And Daddy and his friends are trying to stop those bad people. The slums, your friends, the whole planet. It's Daddy's job to protect it.
No snuggle.
And that's why I've got to go.
I think you should start doing
remember
that with
nice girl
Allie.
who came to find you? Well, now we have to go find her. And when we bring her home, you need to say thank you, okay?
That girl, she was kinda...
What?
Nothing. You should help her.
We will.
You'll come back, right?
Of course, I promise.
Okay. You can go.
I don't know who it was who said it, but like, love the fact that he decided to not choose like, well, it might be an older voice actor, but like, the fact that they chose somebody who sounds like a little girl.
She's tougher than me. All right, time to get some payback.
Don't forget why we're doing this.
I know. To rescue Aerith.
So this is an interesting continuity shift with the original game because Barret was the one who suggested that they go and rescue Aerith.
Pedometer.
Pedometer.
I'm gonna find some pedos.
No, Lauren, it's pedometer. You should use it.
So what's the plan?
I'm gonna find pedos.
No.
You know another way up?
Stop it.
No, but I think I know someone who might.
Yeah, obviously in this game, Barrett's just like, I don't really care about that much about saving Aerith. I just want to go and give some payback to Shinra.
And catch pedos.
Yeah, Lauren, stop it. It's not.
It's okay, Daryls. It's okay.
You're a bad man.
I'm a glorious man, actually.
Just use it. Don't question, just use it.
You calm yourself. But we might have to stop, yeah, you have some water. And calm your ass down.
Hey, Dave agrees that what you said was awful.
But he laughed. Because he knows it's hilarious. But yeah, we should probably start wrapping up, because...
Yes.
We got a big thing ahead of us.
What's happening now? We're going to... Yeah, just get to the wall market. Then we can stop there.
Okie dokies.
My fellow grounders, listen up, because boy do I have some news for you.
Oh wait, no. It's quest time.
So after bombing reactors 1 and 5, what do the eco-terrorists do? They go for the trifecta and take out Mako Reactor 7. Another attack by amateurs who don't care about collateral damage. The sky is falling and Avalanche is to blame. But wait! Did you know Wutai is the one funding their activities? For all their claims about fighting for the slums, they're nothing more than pawns of Wutai. Puppets dancing to the tune of their foreign masters. And that's the truth. Topside news delivered straight to your ears. That'll be 5 gil. 5 gil, come on.
Damn, man. Knew we couldn't trust Wutai to leave us alone.
It's the reactors. They want them, we got them.
Does this mean there'll be another war?
After what they've done, what choice do we have?
5 gil apiece, cough it up. The truth ain't free, you know.
Well, it is if you just give it away.
Ain't no damn pawns of Wutai.
Also, if you're lying.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less about the rest, but that shit.
No, don't cause a scene.
No one will listen to us. There's no point in even trying.
His arm
I'm sorry.
is the width of her body.
Hey, hey, Tifa, listen. There's no room in this for regrets or what ifs or any of that. All we can do is keep moving forward, keep following this path we chose. Wherever, so we can say we
Could be a
did all
dangerous
we could.
approval there, David.
Now, instead of looking forward, you need to look around. Everyone here is terrified. So I'm asking you, don't.
It's like an emotional moment, and yeah, that happened.
So yeah, side quest time.
Oh, Chocobo Sam is sad.
That's not Chocobo Sam.
Who's that?
That's Chocobo
I know we're short
something or other. I can't remember his name. He's back that way. He's over there.
Okay.
So just you got loads of side quests to do.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Oh, Cloud. Have you seen the kids around by any chance? I haven't seen them since they left to do their patrols. I knew I should have told them to stay inside today. If you do happen to run into them somewhere, could you tell them to come back right away?
Yay, fetch quest.
Did it help?
Don't worry. I'll know.
Just stay calm.
Look for somebody who is very small.
Might come back on their own. Okay?
Yes. Of course. Thank you so very much.
All right, maybe we should
Yeah.
stop there then.
Yeah.
And then next stream we can be side quest heaven.
Yay!
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on our emotional time through
Emotional journey.
chapter 13.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the new guys who followed us, and I don't know if he's
thank
still
you
here,
so
but
much,
thanks again
and-
to Soldier First Class, our fellow YouTuber,
And subscriber, yeah, for all
his
the
gift
subscribers.
subs and raiding and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we gonna raid?
Oh yeah, who's on?
If anyone wants to cash in their raid suggestion with the Moglets, or if anyone wants to just throw out some suggestions, we're open. If not, we can.
And I'm gonna put my mug thing on because this time I actually wore it for the whole stream because I'm freezing.
It's quite cold.
Why is it cold? Why? Aw, thank you, Dave.
Oh, thanks, Dave.
Thank you so much.
Right, let's see. Is anyone that we know streaming? We did Kirsty last time, right? So we'll do Ellie this time.
Yay, Ellie.
Right, we're gonna raid our friend Ellie.
She's awesome. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out and chatting with us. And yeah, we'll see you on
Thursday for more 7 Remake. Woo!
And bubbles and pedometers.
Yes. All right, bye guys.
Bye.